Hello class, good afternoon and happy Tuesday. I'm hoping you guys all are getting to enjoy this wonderful weather we're finally having. So today we are taking a break from actual writing assignments, and we're going to go take a step back from that for a little bit, and today we're going to be focusing on grammar. So there's lots of parts of grammar, and I could talk about it for hours because there's so many different pieces to it, but today we're going to focus on contractions. And what's interesting is you probably have used contractions before and not even realized it if this is your first time hearing what contractions are. So let's get started. So what are contractions in grammar? A contraction is a word or phrase that has been shortened by dropping one or more letters. Contractions are commonly found in informal writings. So just to remind everybody, informal writings include if you're writing a simple note to your friend, maybe just a quick letter to your friend, texting a classmate after school, or sending something over to your neighbor with a little note on it. These are all types of informal writing. So now you're going to see what are some examples of contractions. So these are the most common examples of contractions. So I'm sure you've all before have said, I'm going to the movies. Well, when you say I'm, it really comes from, you're abbreviating it from I am going to the movies. Or that's my little sister. Really, you're abbreviating it from that is my little sister. Let's check out another one. I didn't play outside today. Really says I did not play outside today. Let's do one. Let's go to the mall. That's saying let us go to the mall. Get the idea? Or this is another really common one. We're going to hang outside today. It's abbreviated from we are going to hang outside today. So these are just the most common examples. Remember, there's lots of them. And this is the alphabetical order of all the contractions you will see in the English language. No, do not worry. I will never make you guys memorize all of these, but you will have homework tonight on this. So this is a good PowerPoint and sheet to look back on because I'm sure a lot of these will be in your homework. Just a little hint for you. Some are trickier than others, but again, these are all of them. These are the most common ones you'll see, and I'm sure you have used before. So let's give a look, and we're going to walk through the homework, just the first 2 or 3 questions all together, just to see and give you guys an example. So let's start with number 1. What is another way to say we will? Will, wool, wheeze. So the best way I always do it is take that we will and put it in a sentence. We will go to the beach this summer. Is it will go to the beach this summer? Wool go to the beach this summer? Or wheeze go to the beach this summer? It's wool. Your correct answer would be wool. Wheeze is not a word, and will is a correct word, but it is not grammatically correct in a sentence. What's another way to say I'm? So remember, always put I'm in a sentence. I'm going to go to the park tomorrow. So I am going to go to the park tomorrow. I will going to the park tomorrow. Or I'm going to the park tomorrow. Another big hint too is if it doesn't sound correct and it sounds a little like not proper English, it's probably not correct. So my guess, we could automatically say I'm mad is not even similar to I'm. And I will could be correct, or I am could also be correct. But if you look at it, if we're saying I'm going to the park tomorrow, you would want I am going to the park tomorrow. Because I'm means I am. And another kind of tricky thing that I didn't realize either when I first started learning contractions was this little apostrophe. Where do you know to put the apostrophe? Because if you look at this one, how do you know to put the apostrophe between the E and the L? Or in this case, even though it's incorrect, why did they put the apostrophe here? But we're going to ignore that actually because this just doesn't make sense and I don't want to confuse anyone. So why would you know to put the apostrophe between the E and the L's? Because remember, let's go back. The apostrophe. Where does the apostrophe go? The big thing to note is the apostrophe is placed where the letters have been removed. So the letters, remember, sorry to keep continuing going back, we will, that apostrophe is breaking up the part of saying the WE is for we, and the LL is basically saying, it's taking the place of will. That apostrophe and the LL basically are saying will. So it's where that second word would go. So if you look back here, what is another way to say I'm? This apostrophe, the I is normal, the apostrophe and the M, can't highlight. All right, I'm highlighting the whole thing. Take the place of I am. So let's look at some examples I have here, and then we'll go back to the PowerPoint or the worksheet to do one last one. So here's another example. What does that mean with the apostrophes? Let's take a look. Cannot. So cannot, to make it into contraction, we would say can't. So this apostrophe, which is that little thing right there, takes place of where the not part of cannot would be. So I know that's tricky. Let me repeat that. So this apostrophe takes the place of this cannot, or this not part, and makes it can't. So this not part takes the place of it and makes it apostrophe T. And that makes up for it. So let's look at one more. What is another way to say did not? Did not. So remember, there is an apostrophe. That's another big thing to note in contractions. There will more times than not always be an apostrophe. So immediately we're going to cross out didn't because there's no apostrophe. Now is it did apostrophe NT, or is it did N apostrophe T? I'll give you guys a second to give it a try and think on your own before you answer it. So the answer is it's this one, didn't, because remember, the apostrophe takes the place of that other part. So it has the did, then we have the N, the apostrophe T for did not. This, if we were to choose this answer, it would basically be did, this apostrophe would kind of take the place, and it would be did not. So it wouldn't make sense. All right, so I know this is a little tricky, and you guys may have not done this before before I became your teacher. So give it a try. It's 2 pages, and we will go over it tomorrow. We'll post another video. And just refer back to this, and you guys should be fine. I know you guys can handle it. So it's all this and this. I know you guys can handle it, and I'm sure you'll be just fine. If you have any questions, please let me know. And yeah, have a great day, everyone.